Good morning. Good morning. There we go. Welcome to First Parish Brewster. And for those of you returning from UU Barnstable, welcome back. Our church was founded in 1700. Yeah. Our church was founded in 1700. It's part of a living tradition, one that's balanced with all the world's religious traditions, balanced with the insights of modern science. That makes us unusual. That makes us, I think, special. But what we are here are seekers after truth and practical goodness. And we say this because we know that if there's one thing we can be sure of, it's that we don't have all of the answers. Instead, what our ancestors taught us, gave us, is that community, character, and curiosity are 3 stars by which we might navigate a collaborative journey towards truth, justice, friendship, and meaning in this modern world. And if that speaks to you, know that you are most welcome here. I'm the Reverend Scott Hull. My pronouns are he and him, and I am the taller half of your First Parish ministry team. I'm joined today by Reverend Julia, the smarter half. And we want to offer our gratitude to Kaeza, Dan, our choir, Anna and the RE team, our greeters and our ushers, Ricky and our tech team, and all of the others that make this day possible. Now, to our online friends, wherever this day finds you, know that we are thinking of you, and so very grateful to have you in our company. Let's all wave. Thanks for being here. And if you happen to be new here this morning, whether in person or online, a very special welcome to you also. Just this morning, I was handed a report that shows definitively that you are exceptionally good looking. To any and all, if you are looking for more information about First Parish and all the fabulous things that we do here, you're invited to fill out a welcome card, or if you prefer, just drop us a note at administrator at First Parish Brewster, and we will endeavor to get you connected. My friends, welcome to the season of Halloween. And yes, that is a season. That's totally a thing. It's also the start of a new Soul Matters theme. This month is about cultivating compassion. And yes, we will be scaring ourselves, but in the spirit of love, right? Just slightly more seriously, I think compassion is an act of radical solidarity and the recognition that while none of us are free of challenges in this life, many of those challenges are best met together. As the spiritual teacher Ram Dass once said, we are all just walking each other home. And I like that image. So we're going to be returning to the spectral in a few weeks, but today we're going to be stepping outside the beaten path, seeking some answers to troubling questions and hearing from those deliberately forgotten. It's going to be spooky. But first, some reminders. Immediately following today's service, your Board of Trustees has invited members and guests to a meeting that will be here in the sanctuary. They want to share progress on their internal review following the resignation of Reverend Karen Anderson and get your, yes?
It's going to be more like 20 minutes, give people a chance to use the bathrooms, etc.
It's going to be 20 minutes. Go pee. Is that it? Good. I'm summarizing. Yeah, okay, good. Thanks, Scott. So again, that'll be here in the sanctuary about 20 minutes after the service. Now, next Sunday, there's not going to be any coffee hour. Instead, we are going to be hosting our Harvest Home celebration, and that will be for our 325th anniversary, celebrating First Parish Brewster. With weather permitting, we're going to be over at Winslow House, so mark your calendars. Hope to see you there. Last but not least, October 18th, there will be a No Kings standout, and that will be here at First Parish. Yep. Now, this is going to be at 2 p.m. This will be in the middle of an entire day full of protests all around the Cape and the rest of the country. You'll find standouts in Hyannis and Chatham and more. Diane Wilcox, are you here today? So Diane Wilcox is the one to ask more questions of. Feel free to catch her after the service. Thank you, Diane. As always, do check the weekly newsletter for more further announcements. And so with that said, what I'd like you to do is join me in finding a comfortable position. We're going to take some centering breaths now. So let's take that first one. Nice slow breath in. Hold it just a beat and then let it go. In, hold, and breathe out. One more. In, hold, and breathe out. Thank you. And over the next few moments, just continue to take a few more of these slow, centering, intentional breaths. And as you release, try to release, well, whatever it is that you might need to let go of in order to be more fully present to yourself, to each other, and to the possibility of the sacred in this time and this place.
Thank you. Our chalice lighting words this morning, he's the taller one. Our chalice lighting words this morning are entitled Remembering by Alessandra Nicetheter Santos, with apologies to her for butchering her name. We make ourselves one body, something larger than we were before, with all that feels alive in me and all that feels alive in you. We are interconnected. We are one entity, having all these divergent, disparate, seemingly contentious experiences, but still part of this one body. Here we are conspiring together. Here we are breathing together. Here we are moving together, moving for the sake of our whole body, because that's who we are. This is a reunion. We're remembering. Remembering. Please rise in body or spirit as we recite the affirmation of our church, and do remain standing for our opening hymn. The affirmation is in the order of service if you are new or visiting today. I'll read out the regular text. You respond with the words in italics. We believe in love.
Love is the doctrine of this church.
We believe in truth.
The quest for truth is our sacrament.
We believe in helping others.
And service is our prayer.
We believe in the sacredness of life.
To the end that all souls shall grow into harmony with the divine.
We're going to sing an opening song called One Heart Beating. And you can have a seat while I teach this to you, these sections, and you all can also. So I'm going to come back to this row in a minute, but just speak after me. Everybody living in this world. Everybody's got a voice. Let's use it.
Everybody's got a voice. Let's use it.
Everybody living in this world. Everybody can sing that, say this. One heart beating.
One heart beating.
Because we're all going to say that part. I'll come back to you in a minute. Okay. So, I'm going to put all of you together because you're really the foundation here. And it goes like this with the basses, but I'll demonstrate. We are one world, one heart. No, I messed it up. We are one. You can teach. We are one world, one heart beating. We are one world, one voice, one heart beating. We are one world, one voice, one heart. You got it. You got it. Better than me. Okay, and then altos are going to help out with this, yes, with all of you. Here you are again. And it goes like this. Everybody living in this world. Everybody's got a voice, let's use it. Everybody living in this world. One heart beating. Thank you, altos. Everybody living in this world. Everybody's got a voice, let's use it. Everybody living in this world. One heart beating. Got it? You didn't forget yours. We are one world. Okay, good. So coming to over here, sopranos and tenors will help you. We are one world. We are one heart beating. We are one world, one heart beating. We are one world. We are one heart beating. We are one world, one heart beating. We're going to build it up. Here we go. You can rise and body your spirit. Let's, all of you too. Here we go. 1, 2, basses. We are one world, one voice, one heart beating. We are one world. Keep it up. One heart beating. We are one world, one voice, one heart beating. We are everybody living in this world. Everybody's got a voice, let's use it. Everybody living in this world. One heart beating. Everybody living in this world. Everybody's got a voice, let's use it. Everybody living in this world. One heart beating. Here we go. We are one world. We are one heart beating. We are one world, one heart beating. We are one world. Everybody are one heart beating. We are one world, one heart beating. We are one world. We are one heart beating. We are one world, one heart beating.
Right.
Kaisa?
Where's she going? What is she doing? This isn't what she usually does. I'm just joining our young friends over here. I wanted to say a few things to you and you and you, especially, but not just them this morning. Not just anyone. Young and young at heart. I think that's everybody here, right? So I haven't met most of our young friends, mostly because they're running around and I'm running around and we pass each other like ships in the night. But just so you know, I'm Reverend Julia, and that's Reverend Scott. And we just got here a couple of months ago, right about when it was the hottest part of the summer. Yeah. And I have really been enjoying being here on the Cape. And I'm wondering what some of your favorite things about being here might be. And those young at heart can also chime in. What's your favorite thing? Running around. That's a good one. That is and climbing for sure. Yeah. One of my favorite things that we didn't expect is how dark it gets at night. You all may not know this if you've been here the whole time, your long lives. Other places, it doesn't get as dark as it does here. But here at night, it gets so dark that when you look up, you get to see. What do you get to see when you look up at night? You get to see the moon. Last night's moon was really good and clear. Did you see it? Yeah. You get to see the moon. You get to see, what else do you get to see? You all can help. Stars. Yes. And I just love it until I get dizzy, and then I have to stop. But I get to wondering when I'm looking up there, and I wonder if there's anybody up there looking at me like I'm looking up there and wondering about my home. Because I just wonder. There's so much we don't know. And there's so much folks don't agree about. Yeah, absolutely. And this is one of those places where it's hard to know all the facts, isn't it? Hi. We don't get to know everything about what's up there because it's so hard to gather information. Is it good? Yeah. It's so hard to find out all the facts. It's so hard to see everything. So what do you suppose all those scientists do when they don't agree? Yeah. They do. They lie down on the pillows on the floor. And sometimes they probably kick their feet quite a bit. Sometimes they get mad at their sibling scientists. Maybe even are tempted to throw things. But at the end of the day, they just have to keep talking to each other. Because the best science and the best information comes from learning together, even when we don't agree. I hope over time you all will see me as somebody you can keep learning with, even if we don't always agree on everything. I'll be here for you, and so will everybody else in this room. Have a great day, and don't forget to look up at the sky. Friends, let's take a moment to say hello to all your wonderful neighbors here, especially the ones that you didn't get to see last week. Friends, please join me in an attitude of meditation and prayer. For words from... That's not what we're doing. I'm pretty sure no minister should ever do it alone at this point. In the season of shadows, compassion is the light we all must carry. When we give, we kindle courage. When we give, we turn mystery into mercy. This morning's split plate collection was selected by our environmental task force for the benefit of the Brewster Ponds Coalition, whose mission is to protect and improve the health of Brewster's ponds through science, education, and advocacy. You can learn more at brewsterponds.org. The morning's offering will now be gratefully received.
We were all looking up in the same direction. We were gathered here together all around the world to watch the moon block the sun. And in that moment, on our run, we were one. And we all got the news when the storm started raging. We left everything behind. We raced the wind and rain to save ourselves from destruction. And in that moment, on the run, we were one. Don't you want to look into a stranger's eyes and see yourself looking back? Don't you want to read your skin that all our differences are nothing in the face of love? Now the storm's coming on, sun shining in the heavens. We can look around us now that we finally figured out all that divides us is delusion. And in this moment, every time it comes, we are one. Don't you want to look into a stranger's eyes and see yourself looking back? Don't you want to feel beneath your skin and all our differences are nothing in the face of love? Don't you want to look into a stranger's eyes and see yourself looking back? Don't you want to feel beneath your skin that all our differences are nothing in the face of love? In that moment, looking up, we were one. In that moment, on the run, we were one. time it comes, we are one.
Now, you can assume a stance of meditation and prayer with words from Julian Lepp. We seek our place in the world and the answers to our heart's deep questions. As we seek, may our hearts be open to unexpected answers. May we be reminded that all beings are whole, sacred, and worthy. Let our hearts be welcoming of multiple truths, not holding hard or fast to close-mindedness or judgmental thinking. What can we learn from each other in the richness of our differences? May the heart of compassion help us recognize the sacred in each other and bridge differences in these challenging times. May each of us be held in relationship, accountability, and the power of beloved community. Blessed be. Into this next moment of silence, I invite you to speak aloud into this compassionate community the names of those you hold in your hearts this morning. Our reading today is from our beloved, my saint, Mary Oliver, titled Mysteries, Yes. Truly, we live with mysteries too marvelous to be understood. How grass can be nourishing in the mouths of the lambs. How rivers and stones are forever in allegiance with gravity, while we ourselves dream of rising. How two hands touch and the bonds will never be broken. How people come from delight or the scars of damage to the comfort of a poem. Let me keep my distance always from those who think they have the answers. Let me keep company always with those who say, look and laugh in astonishment and bow their heads.
A day without horns, right? Well, I have them. Brilliant. Thank you so much. Our story began over 30 years ago with a collective flicker of light in the dark. And over the next 9 years, people all across the planet leaned forward in their living rooms each week to watch the line between science and superstition blur, hoping to catch clues about shadowy figures, secrets that should have remained buried, and mysteries best forgotten. The stories we heard dared us to imagine that our world was far stranger than we knew, darker, odder, and far more unsettling. This was the greatest TV show ever made, The X-Files. For those of you just tuning in, the premise was this. 2 FBI agents investigated the weird cases, the career-ending cases, the cases that defied reason, logic, and science. With these guides, we, the viewers, were inexorably drawn down into a dark and mysterious labyrinth of lies, deception, and conspiracy to hide the greatest discovery of all time, that humanity was not alone in the universe, that alien life was not only real, they were here on Earth and had been for some time. The critics were wholly unimpressed. A primetime TV show about aliens and a worldwide cabal of collaborators, They said there was no way to make that work. They said that audiences would grow bored. They were wrong. On average, over 15 million viewers tuned in each week. The show was also not just popular, it was good. It claimed 16 Emmy Awards out of 62 nominations, making The X-Files one of the most popular and critically acclaimed television shows in the history of Hollywood. And I cannot explain to you how much I loved this show. I was hooked with the very first episode when we met scientist and skeptic Dana Scully as she visited her soon-to-be partner Fox Mulder in the forgotten basement of an FBI office. I remember that over his desk was a poster. It was a blurry photo of a flying saucer with bold text underneath that read, "I want to believe. I want to believe." Did you know that here in the United States, there is a rather long history of the unexplained? Many of you are likely familiar with the so-called Roswell incident of 1947. Anybody heard of this? The Roswell, okay, right? Nerds, all of you. If you're not familiar with it, the story goes like this, that in the summer of 1947, an object was discovered outside the New Mexico town of Roswell. Initial reports called it a craft. Later reports described it as a weather balloon. Whatever the truth is, what we now know is that this was the third report that summer. The first two by different pilots who reported seeing strange objects in the sky, objects that were described as, quote, flying saucers. Perhaps it will be surprising to us here in the 21st century, us 21st century cynics and skeptics, but the official government response to the UFO phenomenon was robust. Project Sign, Project Grudge, and Project Blue Book together documented and investigated over 12,000 sightings from 1947 to 1969. According to official reports, most of those incidents were found to have explanations that were decidedly not extraterrestrial. But almost 1/4 of them remain unexplained today. And that brings me to the curious case of Betty and Barney Hill. In 1961, the Hills were taking a short vacation to Montreal. It was on their trip back home to New Hampshire when something happened. Betty assumed that the light in the sky was a meteor at first, but changed her mind when the object descended toward their car. Barney said later that the object reminded him of a huge pancake. This pancake craft thing hovered some 80 feet over their car. Using binoculars, Barney claimed he saw humanoid figures inside of it, wearing black uniforms and black caps. They were looking back at him. At some point, the craft departed abruptly and did not return. After returning home, the Hills shared their story, at first reluctantly, but with the encouragement of friends and family, they shared a bit more broadly and even filed a report with the Air Force. Transcripts of that report are still available and include strange details and further evidence. For example, the Hills' wristwatches never worked again. The strap on their binoculars was broken, but neither could recollect why. Barney's shoes were heavily scuffed. Betty's dress was torn and had strange powder stains. Shiny concentric circles were later found in their car's paint. When handheld compasses were passed over those circles, the compass needles spun wildly. Their trip from Montreal, which they believed took 3 hours, instead took 7. As you can read in that report, these facts perplexed the Hills. So did Barney's growing anxiety and Betty's strikingly vivid dreams. Now, I should stress that these were educated people. Betty went to college. Barney was active in the civil rights movement. As a mixed-race couple living in New England, they were intimately aware of the civil rights movement and were actively engaged with the struggle for equality. They cared. They were not rubes. They were not easily bedazzled rural bumpkins. They regularly read the papers. They were up on the science of the day, and that is probably why, together, they had joined their local Unitarian church. Okay, to explain just a bit more, though, in 1961, this was right in the middle of the Cold War. Very high-profile cases of espionage were fresh in the minds of Americans and fed a growing culture of secrecy. This was also, though, the age of big science. After the Manhattan experiment, the U.S. government's investment in scientific research had grown by several orders of magnitude. And then there was this Russian satellite thing, Sputnik, winking up in the sky. The space race had created an intense and peculiar pressure on the government. National pride was at stake, and huge funding was constantly at risk. Officials believed widely that public opinion, including and especially public mockery, might lead Congress to end that funding and thereby threaten national security. And that is why, maybe, why the government stopped talking publicly about UFOs in the 1960s. And the Hills, trying to make sense of their experiences, found themselves without answers. They turned to modern science for help. Now, it's worth recalling also that psychology as a science was very different 65 years ago. Psychotherapy, at least as we know it today, really didn't exist. Cognitive science, cognitive psychology specifically, didn't either. The therapeutic use of hypnotism, though, is not common, but the risks of recovered memory therapies were just not well understood. That said, psychology and hypnotism were science, and science was something that good Unitarians trust. What they got were new memories. Memories of their mysteriously missing hours. Memories of little gray men with large eyes performing numerous and invasive medical tests. Memories that terrified them. Over the years since, thousands of similar cases have been reported. Many of these cases share the same basic template of the Hill case, and many of the details are likewise the same. Missing time, little gray men, probes. But Betty and Barney Hill, they were the very first case of alien abduction here in the United States. I just want to pause. Our faith tradition claims presidents, writers, and artists, and we are perfectly happy celebrating our contributions to American history and holidays like, Christmas. So in that spirit, I want you to add another star to your UU constellation. We started the alien abduction craze. You are welcome. Go us. In the years that followed, the Hills told and retold their hypnotism-enhanced story. In 1966, that story was published as The Interrupted Journey. In the early 1970s, actor James Earl Jones bought the film rights, which he called The UFO Incident, and produced and starred in that movie. My patron saint, Carl Sagan, devoted one whole night of his epic TV show Cosmos to the Hill story. Much of this history is discussed in the book, The Abduction of Betty and Barney Hill, which was published in 2023. The book's subtitle is Alien Encounters, Civil Rights, and the New Age in America. This is one of many books about aliens and abduction in general here in the United States, and is only the latest, though, about the Hills in specific. It's in this book that author Matthew Bauman takes great pains, and he does not simply dismiss the Hills and their experiences. He tries to set them in context. He describes the Hills as a thorough byproduct of their time, and that the fascination Americans had with alien abduction grew from a turning point in American culture, a shift from the can-do positivism coming out of World War II into the unease of the Red Scare, the grim secrecy of the Cold War, the unfinished nature of the Civil Rights Movement, the rebellion of the sexual revolution of the 60s, and the culture clashes surrounding the Vietnam War. With their root in a Unitarian faith tradition and their conviction that the truth would set us free, Bauman recounts how the Hills spent the rest of their adult life seeking answers from officials, institutions, and modern science. They did not get those answers. And to be honest, there are many reasons to doubt the Hills. Sagan championed several, including the now famous argument from the vastness of space, the maximum rate of travel, and the sheer time involved for interstellar flights. Sagan is convincing. And to be quite blunt, there are a great many other equally compelling reasons to believe that aliens have not arrived here on Earth. Many of those arguments are collected in books that border on and are informed by science fiction. You can check many of them out in a book titled, If the Universe is Teeming with Aliens, Where is Everybody? 75 Solutions to the Fermi Paradox and the Problem of Extraterrestrial Life. The author is Stephen Webb. It is a great book. We'll probably visit with it in the future. But in case you're getting the wrong idea, and in the spirit of full disclosure, I probably ought to tell you that I am convinced that if humanity can be said to have any destiny at all, that destiny is up there among the stars. That is not my vision. I borrowed it from both Carl Sagan and from Octavia Butler's brilliant 1993 book, The Parable of the Sower. And so maybe it's not a surprise that I, like many of you, look to the night sky for hope, for inspiration, for perspective, and also for aspiration. I think of our pale blue dot and conclude with Carl Sagan that there is, quote, perhaps no better demonstration of the folly of human conceits than the image of our planet seen from millions of miles away. In that now famous photo taken by the Voyager spacecraft, Sagan described our planet as a mote suspended on a sunbeam. His imagery is humbling, and I think humility is absolutely appropriate when standing on the shores of an ocean of infinite mystery. There is so much we don't know. But we do know that Barney Hill died in 1969. Betty died in 2004. We know that each believed to the very end of their days that on a summer night in 1961, in rural New Hampshire, they made contact with alien life. And we know that they believed that you and I needed to know, that you and I deserved to know the truth. And if I'm being honest, I'm struck by that. It's about as you as you can get. What happened to Betty and Barney Hill is mysterious, but what their community did to them is not. In the end, this is the thing that I take from their story, something less than mystery. Once a part of a large, robust, and terrifically normal New Hampshire Unitarian Universalist community, this community experienced something extraordinary. In trying to make sense of it, though, their life unraveled. The Hills came to say that truth only comes with a price. Their family gave up on them. Friends doubted. Strangers mocked. Their UU community turned their backs. As a minister, this cuts. I wonder what a community of love and compassion owes its people in such a moment. I wonder what would have happened to the Hills if home had held more than anger, disbelief, and rejection. I wonder how different their story would have been if they had received not shunning, but welcome, not ridicule, but care, not rejection, but compassion. I wonder, but I don't know. I do know that after Barney's death, Betty Hill found connection in the only community that would have her. Over the years, she became an extremely popular speaker at regional conventions featuring UFO enthusiasts, conspiracy theorists, and fringe scientists. She was called the First Lady of UFOs and the grandmother of all abductions. Betty Hill died a believer and also a celebrity. It's interesting. I'm going to leave it there for now. But as we turn to the close, I want to offer this. I find the story of Betty and Barney Hill hard to take at face value. Something happened. Exactly what, we will probably never know. But I often think of that replica X-Files poster I have above my own desk at home. And I want to believe. In 2004, Navy pilots reported seeing tic-tac-shaped objects accelerating at impossible speeds over the Pacific Ocean. Videos from that incident are now public and have not been explained. In 2014, Navy pilots reported seeing, quote, a gray cube inside a clear sphere whose erratic flight forced jet fighters to take evasive action. A couple of years ago, during a public congressional hearing, these two incidents were described along with hundreds of other sightings made by military and commercial pilots over the last 30 years. Many of the reports are supported by video and photographic evidence. In that hearing, Congress heard testimony that the military currently has possession of several crashed UFOs and even has been secretly appropriating money to fund a long-standing program attempting to reverse engineer the technology found in them. More, that the military also has possession of, quote, non-human biologics recovered from those crafts. That is all in the congressional record. The Pentagon, not surprisingly, denies these allegations with a clarity and decisiveness that would have left the FBI investigators from the X-Files laughing out loud. And I confess, I wonder if Betty and Barney Hill would have taken any comfort in those proceedings. I hope so. This morning, I want to leave you with something just a bit different, though. Call it questions for further reflection or food for thought. Question: what would you do with your own experiences of transcendent mystery, wonder, and awe? How do you carry those with you out into the world? What obligation do you have to testify to the truth as you understand it? What do you do when the whole world refuses to believe you? And lastly, what do we, as a community that loves the seekers, what do we owe them in their search for truth and meaning? My friends, the truth is, I'm asking because I don't have an answer. Just questions. And so it is this morning, I'll give the final word to the bard. Act 1, Scene 5. Hamlet has been told by the guards that they have seen the ghost of his father haunting the castle walls these last few nights. So Hamlet takes his friend Horatio up the following night, and there they meet an apparition. Now, Horatio is a scholar, a practical, down-to-earth type. He doesn't believe in ghosts, but after his experience, he is stunned. All he can say is this: "Oh, day and night, but this is wondrous strange." And that's when his friend Hamlet replies, quote, "There are more things in heaven and earth, Horatio, than are dreamt of in your philosophy." The truth is out there. Amen.
Let's sing our closing song together. The words are on the back of your order of service. Please rise in body or spirit. I just want to mention that the entire chorus is the whole top. It starts with "We are living beneath the great big dipper." So whenever it says chorus, just go back to the top and sing that section.
Be my
As we extinguish this chalice flame, may the warmth of its light remain within us, guiding our steps and our hearts. Let us carry forward the strength of this community, the courage to speak truth, and the hope that transformation is possible. In each breath we take, may we remember that the work of love, justice, and healing is ours to continue, both here and beyond these walls.
My friends, if you are comfortable doing so, you are invited to join hands. Know that whatever taste or touch you've had in this time and place of hope, peace, love, joy, that goes with you out into the world. We are different for having spent this time together. We are different because of the questions that we choose to explore together. But mostly, what makes us different is what we do together. And with that, remember, life is short and we do not have much time to gladden the hearts of those who travel with us. So be swift to love, make haste to be kind, and wherever you go, be bold and go with great thanksgiving. Can I get an amen? Amen. Yahoo!